Hello everyone, welcome to the first weekly session of World Speeches. I'm Susanna, your host for this session, and it's really nice to see you all. If this is the first time you're joining our meetings, please feel free to introduce yourself on our channel SG_AI_world on Slack. Today we are going to have two speeches. First, Shahzad Haider will share his story about how he's transitioning from the metallurgy field to AI. The second speaker today will be Zahida Kausar, who will talk about the applications of machine learning in business analytics. After each speech, we will allow a brief Q&A where each speaker will allow two or three questions. The Q&A will then be continued on Slack on the general discussion channel. So now, without further ado, let's hear our first speaker, Shahzad.
Hello everybody. Hello everybody. Can you see me?
Yes, hello. We can see you.
Hi, Shahzad. Yeah, this is Tatiana. We can see you.
Okay, thank you. Basically, I can see you. So basically, I would start my story. Basically, my name is Shahzad Haider, and I am the organizer of AI World. I was born in a village in Pakistan in 1977. My father was a retired army officer, and I've lived in different areas of Pakistan because my father got posted in different areas. So he's retired in 1992, and we got settled in Karachi. So I was raised in Karachi, Pakistan. In 1993, I passed my 10th grade in Pakistan, and from Karachi. I passed my 12th grade in 1996. I was a bit religious initially. I used to pray regularly and fast. And in 1997, I did my diploma in computer science for 1 year. Then I joined metallurgical. I got admission in metallurgical engineering. So I did metallurgical engineering from South College of Engineering and Technology. In 2003, I passed away. In 2003, I also got. I asked my father that I wanted to join an Islamic madrasa or school for Islamic education, and my father did not like the idea, so I didn't pursue it. In 2003, my father passed away, so I was a bit sad, but I continued. In 2004, I gave Mensa examination for high IQ society, and I got 152 IQ. So I was happy. Then in 2004, I applied for a master's in material science in Queen Mary University of London, and I got selected. So I went there and did my master's from UK in material science. From 2005, I passed my master's in material science from Queen Mary. I went to seclusion as well. Seclusion is itikaf in Urdu, and it is for normally it is for 10 days in Ramzan. We do it. So I did in UK as well, seclusion in a mosque. But in the seclusion, you don't sleep normally. You are not allowed to sleep. You can pray as much as you like, but you don't sleep. So that's what I do also as well. And then I looked for a job in UK for 1 year, but I did not got a job in my field. So I left UK and came back to Pakistan. In Pakistan, I got a job in Ghulam Isa Khan Institute of Technology, where I worked as a material engineer for 6 months. When after 6 months, I went to Baltistan, my native area, and there was a mountain. On the mountain's peak, we do seclusion for 40 days. That is Chilla in Urdu. So I did that, and I went for 40 days seclusion. But because you don't sleep well, because of lack of sleep, there was some chemical imbalance, and I got mentally upset. So I came back after 19 days. I got upset, mentally upset due to some reasons. So I came back, and after that, psychology changed, my life changed as well. I don't want to do anything for money, and I don't want to do anything for money, and I don't want to pray as well. So I don't. So my life changed. It was a psychological, if something psychological effect, imbalance. I came back, stayed in the Baltistan for 2 months in rehab, and then came back to Karachi and got admitted in a mental hospital for a month. And I stayed there for a month. Then I came back. I started getting treatment from a hospital, from a doctor in Shifa Hospital, psychiatric hospital, psychiatric doctor. So after that, I got better. And in 2008, I started working as a assistant professor in Daud College of Engineering and Technology. And I did work there. I got married in 2009 as well in December. I worked there for a year, but I don't like the job and I got bored. So I left the job. So after that, I spent 3 years in rehab in my home. I did nothing. So I was doing nothing. In 2003, I joined a political party, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, led by Imran Khan, and some might know him. So I joined it. And gradually, I actively to participate in political activities. Once I went to a dharna, a protest, and there was shelling, and I got caught by the police, and I've spent 6-8 days in jail as well. But gradually I was progressing in the party, and I joined the Karachi core committee, like Karachi leadership of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. So it was good. But I thought that I wanted to do something different politically. That's why I left Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf in 2016. And I planned to start my own political movement because I wanted to form an Islamic bloc or Islamic union like the European Union. So, but later I realized that it is not what really the world single country. So why not create this single country, then Islamic Union movement? So I started United World Movement. In 2007 as well, I once renounced my nationality, believing that I don't need nationality, or people don't need nationality, they need to a single country. But I renounced it. I sent my passport and national identity card to the immigration department, but they returned it, stating that for renouncing your nationality, you need a nationality of another country. So that was, I don't believe in a country. That's why I'm returning it. If I wanted to have a nationality, I would rather have Pakistan nationality. So that's what happened. But I just take it back as well. I couldn't do anything. And then one thing I also left is I left keeping money with me. I don't kept money for a year with me. I don't kept it or use it or something. If somebody else would do it for me. And in Islam United World Movement, we plan to unite the world and form a single country. That's what we plan to do. But there is nobody except me. So it was, I have a lot of time. So I started to do something. And my doctor also advised me to do something. So I started coding in C. Then I did a 2 months course in Java, 2 months course in Android app development. Then I joined a musical institute and started learning music keyboard for a year. And after that, I completed that course. But I was good in theory, but bad in practical, so I left it. From September 2002, I started MCS Master in Computer Science from Muhammad Ali Jinnah University. And also I started Kamyab Jawan program in AI Tech, and I am also doing Bertelsmann scholarship. So that's what I am doing currently. But I plan to continue with my movement, United World Movement as well. Thank you, everybody. This is my story. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.
Thank you for sharing your story. It is really interesting journey.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Shahzad. Your story was really inspiring. I think we may now open our Q&A session. Does anyone have any question for Shahzad? Please raise your hand or just speak. If nobody has any questions, I think we can proceed now. If nobody has any questions, I think we can proceed now. Now it's time for our second speech of the day on the topic Machine Learning and Business Analytics by Zahida. Are you ready, Zahida?
Yes, I am ready. So
I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong.
It's okay. I am Zahida Kausar. So I'll be sharing my screen. I am not going to share my video. So I'll be sharing the screen, right?
Right. So you may begin, please. Now we can see that. You may proceed, Zahida.
Okay, okay. So let me come to the right stage. Like I've prepared some slides. So I just want to share those slides. So I hope it's visible now.
It is, Zahida.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Thank you, thank you. So this is Zahida Kausar. I have graduated from my master's in computer science from FAS University, Pakistan. And at that time we were at Karachi when I did my master's, and recently I got admission in PhD, and right now we people are in Islamabad. So when this thing came up, like we have to share in the group, so I thought that I can share one of my experience which we experienced during my master's. Like we took a course that is called business analytics, and it was a very good experience for me that I came to know the power of data, like how data can enable us to take good decisions. So I found this quote very inspiring, like in today's age, with the modern technology of web and everything, we are able to collect lots and lots of data. But the thing which we are missing is to get proper insights from this data. Like we have lots and lots of data, but we need the skills to process this data the right way to get the right information and right insights, which can help us to take good decisions. And when I talk about taking decision, I am specifically talking decision making towards the progress and growth of the business. So I just wanted to make this session a little interactive. If you can see this pie chart on the screen, and can anybody tell me which slice is the biggest one in your opinion? Like just make a random guess.
Hi, it's Tatiana. I think it's, yeah, sorry. I wanted to say the yellow one.
So you were right. Sorry, I just clicked it just in advance and it appeared. So in fact, the reason I added this slide in this presentation is that when we are processing data and when we are trying to visualize the data, we have to make the decision of choosing the right tool, like the visualization, which is most helpful for me to see the things in the proper way. Like if, say, it's the data about the sales, we have different categories of products, and different products are being sold on an e-commerce platform, or say I have a store online and I am offering 5 products, and people are just coming on the portal online and they are buying. And I just want to see that which of the product is generating the highest revenue for my company. So if when I am processing that data, I have to find the right tool which can give me the clear visualization. Like if in the pie chart, it's very good representation, but I just needed to add the numbers here. Like if I add the percentages, like this is this % of the whole and this is this % of the whole, then this chart is also very good to visualize. But as compared to this blank, this is comparatively, just at the first glance, you get to know that which product of yours is performing best and giving you the higher revenue. So this is a very good technique which we learned in our course, and I just wanted to share it. Like when we are processing the data and we are trying to find some insights from the data, we need to know that which kind of visualization tool works best for me or for my company. So the data processing, why do we need to process the data? Like what's the need? In fact, we want to take some decisions for the betterment of the company or for the progress of the business. So that's why we are processing data, so that we can take informed decisions. Or there is a term which is used like data-driven decision making. So when we talk about data-driven decision making, it means that if somebody is working as a product manager, he or she knows that the data trends which are just gathered over the years or over the period of time through the sales data of the company, on the basis of those trends which are just reflected in the data of the company, the manager can take better decisions. Like there are different types of decisions. It can be highly structured, semi-structured, or highly unstructured. Or in other words, we can say that we do not base our decision on the data, or we base it a bit on the data, or we base it totally on the data, like the insights we gathered from the data, and then we take the decision on the basis of. So different types of decisions can be taken, like it could be operational or some management control or some strategy planning. Say if the company is working with 5 products, as we showed in the previous slide, and we want to launch the 6th one, like I'm going to launch another product. So I want to take this decision that what kind of product is giving me the best revenue, and if I'm going to launch another product and that product is related to that previously existing product which is generating the highest revenue, then it can be a good decision. Like I can forecast that the new product will give me a good business. So artificial intelligence is like a big giant when we talk about it. By the way, this figure is just created by me just out of fun. What I did was I took the Wikipedia article of artificial intelligence and I summarized that using machine learning. And out of the summary of that article, I made this word cloud. So when we talk about artificial intelligence and business intelligence, in fact, business intelligence is a part of artificial intelligence. When we apply the techniques of artificial intelligence inside the business world, we call it business intelligence. So business intelligence and artificial intelligence is just the same thing, but it lies inside it, like the BI lies inside it, or it's as compared to AI, BI is a little giant as compared to the AI. So if any one of you have the experience of having any online business or a website or even a Facebook page, then you may have seen that you have the facility that you are given some statistics from either from the Facebook or from the Google, that you can see that how many of the visitors are visiting your page. And if it is a website which is dealing with some business, then you are given the insights like how many of your orders were processed and how many new customers were gained in a particular period of time, or which customers were the recurrent customers. Like recurring, like they are coming again, they are your loyal customers, like they bought one product from you and they came again for buying another thing. And then again, it gives you the highlights of the social media, like how your brand or your product is being followed on the social media, different portals of social media, and all the statistical measures and all the numbers are given. And this, we call it a dashboard. Basically, everything included in this slide is provided to a website owner or a web page owner by the Google Analytics. So we should know that how to use it properly, like which number is telling me what and how I can take advantage of this information. So when we talk about taking informed decisions or data-driven decisions, the quality of data matters. Like if I have collected data which is not correct or which have some anomalies in it, so I will not be able to take good decisions on the basis of that data. So there are some properties which should be taken care of, like your data should be accurate, it should be reliable, it should be relevant. Like if you are talking about a particular product, the data should be relevant to that particular product. And if you are talking about a period, certain period of time, so it should be valid when you are talking about that particular period, and it should tell you the timeline, and it should give you the complete information about the product and how product is being accepted by your customers, or how they are buying it, or how they are interacting with your product. So the data should be having all these characteristics. Now, the main aim of any business is to have conversions. Like say if somebody is an online store owner, and there are people coming to that page or the e-commerce page or the online store, and then few of them are just getting some kind of interaction with the product. Like there are lots of customers coming on the page, but there is something happening on your website that some of the customers, they just bounce back. They do not proceed with the next step, that is interacting with the product. And when few customers which stay on your page, they interact with your product, and the next stage is they add that product to the cart, and then the next stage is that the order is processed. And you can see this trend, and we call it the conversion funnel. Like at every stage, the amount is just decreasing. So as a business person, or as a good manager, you have to see into the details of each steps. Like, what is the reason that I'm losing my customers here? What is the reason that I'm losing my customers here? Say, at the last step, if somebody has added some product in the cart and then they do not process that order, maybe as when we talk about the Pakistani community or the South Asian community, we people like to pay in cash on delivery, and maybe by mistake you have not added that option of cash on delivery in the payment methods, and that's why your customer get annoyed and they just bounce back. So you have to take all these details into mind to enable yourself to keep taking better decisions and growing your business. So that is all from my side. Thank you for hearing me. And if there is some questions, please let me know.
Thank you, Zahida. Your presentation was really interesting. Now let's hear from the audience. Does anyone have any questions for Zahida?
Name is for Zahida.
Yes, please.
You talk about AI and BI. I'm more interested in BI kind of, how
Right.
how it's like how we merge AI in BI. I don't understand a little bit of BI. Can you please explain a little further what BI means and how what you mean by that? Can you please?
Okay. Sure, please. As I'm not an expert on this, but I'm just going to give you my opinion. It may not be the right definition of it, but what I think, in my understanding, when we talk about artificial intelligence is giving the ability to your machines, like your laptop, your computer, or any of the processor, giving the ability to your machine to take intelligent decisions. And how you are giving this ability to your machine? By empowering it with some algorithms. Like when we talk about AI, of course, we talk about machine learning, we talk about deep learning, and we talk about all those statistical and algorithmic steps which we have to take to enable our machines to take intelligent decisions. And when we take this thing, BI, into account, like when I am trying to understand what is BI, it means that this data which is generated by a company or by any portal which is working online, and even if it's not an online company, it's just a company, and I'm gathering the data over years and years, or maybe weeks, or even I am a startup and I'm going to make the feasibility report for the company. What I have to do is, like, I have to critically analyze the market trends, like say which company I am going to establish or which product I am going to launch. I have to see that what other people are doing in the market in that particular product field, and what kind of competition I am going to face in the marketplace, and what added quality I can add into my product which others are missing, so that the customers will be attracted towards my product. They will leave other options and they will straight come to my product and they'll buy it. So that's the essence, in my opinion. So BI is in fact the same, giving the ability to your machines on the basis of your data to take good decisions. And of course, those decisions are supported by the business managers as well. Basically, BI is a tool which is used by business managers. Like, it's not something which machines can do alone. It's human and machine interaction. Both are doing parallel, and then it can take good decisions. I hope that I have satisfied the question.
It was and I understand the concept. Thank you, Zahida. Thank you for yours.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Zahida, there's a question in the chat from Jamil Ibrahim.
Okay.
It says, my question is, how can you use machine learning to increase conversion?
Yes, as I just give a little example in my presentation, that when we saw that conversion funnel, and what I did at the last step, I said that because I was failed to add a payment method that is cash on delivery, like few of my customers, they just bounce back from my page because they were looking for the very specific payment method. They like cash on delivery method and they are going to pick that method. If that method is available, they are going to buy that product and they will proceed with the order. And if they are failed to find that payment method, they will bounce back. So machine learning can just give you the statistics that out of, say, if I am having 100 successful orders, I can see this trend that how many of the customers have chosen which payment method and which is the most popular payment method. So I can add that method if it is missing. So this kind of insights can be generated by the machine learning for increasing the conversions on your page.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone else has any question for Zahida? If there's not any question else, I think it's time to conclude this session. I want to thank you, Shahzad and Zahida, for sharing your stories. And thank you everyone on the audience for taking the time to attend this event. I hope everyone enjoyed it. And I'll ask again, does anyone have any last thoughts? So we will gather here again next Sunday at 2 p.m. GMT for another round of speeches. We will announce the next topics and speakers this week on our study group at SG_AI_world on Slack. We will now continue our Q&A session on Slack on the general discussion channel. And now I wish you all a nice day and a happy learning. See you next week. And I'm concluding the session now.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Happy learning.